Welcome students in our today's online section of subject hydraulics and pneumatics. Today we are going to see some basic pneumatic circuits. Okay, so this is the we are going to learn today what is pneumatic, some basic pneumatic circuits. Okay, so first circuit which we are going to study today is operating single acting cylinder using 3/2 direction control. So here we are going to design a pneumatic circuit which is having a single acting cylinder, and we are going to operate the single acting cylinder using 3/2 direction control. Okay, so initially we are going to draw this single acting cylinder here. So this is our, in single acting cylinder it is provided with the spring. Okay, so this is single acting cylinder. We are going to operate the single acting cylinder using what? Using 3/2 direction control. Okay, so this is ball is having two position, spring return and adjust by the lever here. 3-way and 2 position means it is having the 3-way. So this is 1, 2 and this is for third way. Here also this is 1 which is closed. This is 2 and 3. We give the name. This is the now we connect this. This is the pump port P. This is port A. This port A is further connected with the port A of the cylinder here. Okay, like this. This is the tank port T. But I already told you during the theoretical section, for this pneumatic circuit, the return port T, it is not connected to the tank here. It is directly open to the atmosphere, or directly open to the surrounding. But only here we are going to connect the muffler or silencers to make sure that the system becomes noiseless system. Okay. So here to make this system soundless, we are going to connect it with the threaded hose. And in that threaded hose, threaded air exhaust hose, and in that threaded air exhaust hose, we are going to connect the silencer there. Okay. So now this pump port P is connected with the FRL. You know what is FRL? It is filter, then regulator and lubricator here. And from this side we are going to connect the air compressor. Here you can see air is coming from this air compressor. It is then going to this filter where we remove the unwanted foreign materials from it. Then here we are going to regulate it, means we are going to make sure the pressure. And here the lubricator. The lubricator adds some lubricating oil in the air. Then this is going to connecting to the port P. Then this pump port P is connected to the port A, and this is through this the air which is coming from this FRL is moving to this area, and as the air pressure inside increases, then this piston moves in the outward direction and we get the extension stroke. Okay. Similarly, when we need a retraction stroke, at that time what we are going to do, we are going to operate this lever and going to change the position of this 3/2 direction control valve. On this second position, this port A is connected to the tank port T here. Okay, and this pump port P is get shunt here. Here we are going to close this pump port P, and this air which is contained in that region, it is coming from this port A and going to the port T, which is the threaded port, and from port T it is directly leading to the atmosphere there. Okay, and as this air is coming out from this, the spring will expand and we get the stroke retraction. Okay, so we will get retraction when we change the position of this 3/2 direction control. It is not, it is 3/2 direction control of, it is FRR, and what is this? This is single acting cylinder. Okay, so now this is the first circuit which we studied today. Now it is time for the second circuit, and second circuit which we are going to study today is operation of double acting cylinder using 4/2 direction control valve. Okay, you know what is this 4/2 direction control valve? 4/2 direction control valve, it is having the 4 positions and 4 ways and 2 positions. Here we are going to use this double acting cylinder, and you know for this double acting cylinder, the entry of oil is present on both sides of this piston, and the spring is removed here. So this piston moves in the extension and retraction stroke by the action of the oil, and oil is present on both sides of this piston here. Okay, now we need to draw this 4/2 direction control. So here I am going to draw. This is spring return operated by the lever. Okay, 4 means there will be the 4 weights. Okay, and this is connected again. This is the threaded air exhaust port. This is the one position, and second position will be like this. This is the pump port P, which is connected to the FRR. This is connected with the A. A is connected on this side. The port T, port P is connected on this side of this piston here. So what is happening in this? Okay, this is FRL. This is 4/2 direction control valve. It is double acting cylinder. So during the first position of this 4/2 direction control valve, what is happening there? The port B is connected to the port A. The air coming from this FRM unit is going to this side of this piston. When the air pressure inside of this side increases, this piston moves in the outward direction, and we get the extension stroke here. Okay, this is the position for the extension stroke, and when we shift this stroke, shift the position of this 4/2 direction control valve. So in the second position, what will happen? This position of this get changed here. This port P is connected to this port B, is connected in this way to the cylinder, and this port A is connected to the tank port T here. Okay, so here what is happening? The air from port P is moving to the port B, and it is going in that area, and from this area the air will get removed. It is moving coming out from this threaded exhaust air port. So this will cause high pressure inside this area, and the piston moves in the inward direction, and we get the retraction stroke here. Okay, so how we are going to operate this double acting
cylinder. We are going to operate this double acting cylinder by changing the position of this direction control ball. Okay. Now we are going to take another pneumatic circuit, which is operating two single acting cylinder using 4x2 direction control. So here we are going to operate two single acting cylinder. So we need to construct the circuit here. So here we need two single acting cylinders. So here I am going to draw this two single acting cylinders like this. The one cylinder. As the cylinder is single acting, so it should be comes with the spring here. This is one single acting cylinder. This is another single acting cylinder. Single acting means entry of fluid or entry of air is only in one direction, one side of the piston here. So it is operated by the 4x2 direction control valve. So this is the direction control valve having two positions. Okay, operated by the lever here. This is 1, 2 way, this is 3, 4 way. This is the port A, port B. Okay, this is port P and this is port P. Okay, so this port P is connected to the FRS unit here. Okay, so what is happening in this? This is the second position. So here, why we are going to design this pneumatic circuit? We are designing this circuit to operate two single acting cylinder using 4x2 direction control. So this is our 4x2 direction control. Well, this is first single acting cylinder and this is second single acting cylinder. Okay. So what is happening in this first position of this direction control valve? The port P, the air coming from this port P is going to this port A, and from this port A it is coming in that area of this piston, and it is pushing this piston in the downward direction, so that we are getting the extension in cylinder second single acting cylinder. And at the same time, what is happening here? This air from this region is moving out from this port B and going to the atmosphere from this, by this port T. Because of this, the spring extends and we are getting the retraction stroke here. Okay. So what will happen when we change the position of this direction control valve? So that when we change the position of this direction control valve, we shift it to the second position. At that time, what will happen? This pump port P is connected to this port B here, and port A is connected to the port T, or exhaust port T there. So what will happen is the air from this region is coming out from this port A and moving from this port T to the atmosphere, so that this air pressure in that region decreases and spring will retract. Spring will retract here, and we are getting this retraction. Okay. Similarly, what is happening from this port P is connected to the port B, so that this air is coming in that area. Which when the pressure of air inside this area increases, it starts pushing this piston in a downward direction. And the compression of the spring occurs, and we get the extension of this piston here. So this is the operation of two single acting cylinder using what? Using 4x2 direction control. Okay, so now we are going to study the last pneumatic circuit today, which is fourth type of pneumatic circuit today, which is operating a double acting cylinder using 4x3 direction control. So here we are going to design a pneumatic circuit which is having double acting cylinder and a single 4x3 direction control. So we need to draw this double acting cylinder here first. This is double acting cylinder. You know, in case of double acting cylinder, entry of fluid or entry of air is on both sides of the piston. We are going to operate it by 4x3 direction control. This is the first time we are going to study a direction control valve which is having the 3 positions. Okay, until now we see only 2 position direction control valve, but this valve is having the 3 position. Okay, so we need to make the 3 squares here. This is position 1, this is position 2, this is position 3, and you all are familiar with the weights. Okay, so this is the first position where the from port P is connected to the port A, and this port B is connected to the threaded exhaust air exhaust port there. Okay, this is the second position where all these ports are shut or closed. This is the second position, and this is the third position when port P is connected to the port B and port A is connected to the port T. Yes, this is also operated with the help of the lever. Okay, so when our system is operating at this is 4x3 direction control. When this valve is in its second position at this time, the air coming out of this FRM is connected to the port P here, and this port P is shut here. This is directly connected to the air exhaust. This port A is also shut here, port B is also shut, so that no air leaves the cylinder here, and cylinder remains in its neutral or idle position. Okay, so when we uses this lever to change the position control valve and we switch it to the position 1 like this. At that time, what will happen? The air coming from this FRL is moving from port P to port A, and this air comes in that region. It starts pushing this piston in the outward direction, and the air from this region is moving out from this port B, and it is going directly to the atmosphere through this threaded air exhaust port. And here, because of this push of this air, we get the extension of this double active cylinder. Okay, and when we again changes the position of this direction control valve by using this lever, and we set it to the position number 3 like this. At that time, what will happen? The air which is coming from this port P is moving to the port B and entering in that region. Because of this, the air from this region start extending pressure here on this piston, and this piston starts to push in the inward direction, and the air in that area is coming out from this port A and is moving out directly to the atmosphere through this port T here, and we get the refraction. Okay, students, so here we completely studied the 4 different circuits using this 4 different simple pneumatic circuits where we operate the single acting cylinder, double acting cylinder using the various types of direction control valve. If you are having any queries, then you can contact me on my WhatsApp. Thank you for the today's session.